Well, welcome back everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Gaming with Nath, where this is not our usual game. Usually we're in Total War, Warhammer, but today we're in Strategos, checking out. As of the time of this recording, this is just the demo version. The full release is not out yet. I do not know when it will be out, but we're going to check it out, see what we think. Is this a direct competitor to the Total War franchise? We will have a look. So things I do know is that obviously the full game's not out, so we can't do any campaign at the moment. I've been told there will be 120 factions. Well, there's meant to be 120 factions. I do not know who they all are. I do not have a list. Okay. I'll let you pause the recording if you want to read this. I know it's just a demo note, so we're going to go ahead and get rid of that. So at the moment, there are only 3 factions available. Obviously, the Romans are probably going to be one of the bigger or the more popular factions in this. I have played a little bit of this game. I did have a couple battles off camera before I've turned the recording on. It's not how you think it's going to be, I would say. If anything, I'd say it's more kind of real time, real life style. Okay, so you've got down side, you've got your unit types. Hang on a minute. So okay, so obviously if you're a bit of a history nerd or a history buff and you know what each unit are, you won't need to look at any of this. You'll know what the Tiari are, the Hastartes. You'll know what these units are, you'll know. And the same for all the other factions as well. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to pick Romans. You know, this is probably the faction I would know most about. But it gives you, generally it will give you, or looks like it gives you, I can't read the mouse up. It tells you what they are, who they are, and their stats. But you don't get numbers, you don't get a true indication. You know, it says it's armoured, but is it how armoured? Is it how strong is the armour? It doesn't tell you that yet. I don't know if that's coming in the full game. So we're going to go with, okay, so we've got Desert, Lowlands and Rolling Hills, the only 2 maps we've got. So we'll take Desert, Lowlands. Things that I do not know about this game are, does terrain play a role? Can I hide my troops in the forest, create ambushes? I don't know any of this kind of stuff yet. What we'll do, we'll jump straight into a battle. We'll see what happens and see what we can do. I do know it is, at the moment, it does appear to be a little bit more difficult than Total War, just because when you issue an order, I'll show you in a minute, it's not instant. You have to wait for a courier to deliver that message to the unit you are telling to move. So what do we have? We have 2 units of cavalry. I think it's fair to say we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 heavy infantry, I believe. So this heavy infantry plus impact foot. I don't know what that means. And then we've got light infantry. Now, it doesn't give you speed numbers or anything like that. It does tell you that their leadership is what I'm assuming is the veteran, average, elite, things like that. Okay, so it says unhindered by what looks like a little picture of a foot. So I'm assuming that is going to play a role when it comes to where they are on the battlefield. Okay, so let's take a little look at the unit. So the camera, I've noticed, kind of spins. It's kind of like it's on the edge of a plate. If you hold a big plate down, the camera goes around the edge of a plate. Okay, it doesn't look like you can change the angle. The angle you get is this angle here. So the unit models are, they're pretty basic looking, but when you think, if we take this unit here, you think there's 240 units or entities in this whole unit. The same for here, you've got 240 again. They're not bad looking, they're pretty good, but let's be honest, you're going to be up here most of the time. You're not going to be down there with the unit. So what we're going to do, so anything with a star is a general unit or a leadership unit. So they can command every other unit. So these guys will give the orders out to these guys. I'll show you what I mean. Yeah, that looks pretty good. That looks pretty good actually. Looks like the computers actually chose not a bad setup right there. Okay, so we're going to hit start, and so what I'm going to do, well, they're moving already, is I'm going to see if I can, so in order to move these, see if I can get, so if they're in the area of control, the area of leadership of the general unit, they won't need a courier, but once they go out, there we go, right, here we go. So you've issued a command, and then the general will send a messenger or courier out. He will give them a message. So let's move them back into formation, but to do that need another messenger. But every click you make sends one more courier. So if I were to do this, if I did this, look on the bottom left, the number's ticking down. So that's how many couriers you got. So that's all the couriers going out to give them the order. Out, I didn't see what I said. Out of what? I didn't see what I said. So now we've got to wait for my messengers to come back. So now I've only got 4 couriers left. Okay, so now they're on the way back. They've been given the message. The couriers are coming back to the general unit. The general unit, if you push them a little bit closer, they don't need the couriers. But if you can keep them close to your units, then they will not need to send the couriers out. They can stay close. So I'm going to get them, skirmish them down a little bit. So being close, it didn't look like I needed to send the courier, so it's kind of more of an instant attack order. I'm going to bring these guys up behind them just to provide them a little bit of support while they run back. So you're going to... So they can run through each other. Or they can... You just can run through, but it does slow them down. So you're gonna... So you do need to defend your archers or javelins. So your range cavalry, your melee cavalry, so you're gonna come around here. You're gonna protect the general. You're going to come back a little bit. Move you back. So you can see it's more of it's more kind of realistic, you know, if you hit and run from the cavalry. Wouldn't just be 2 lines crashing together like in a lot of games. It's more strategically thought out. So here we go, got an engagement. So for some reason it seems like a lot of the time the engagements are just the front line, but I think we are recoil disordered. I think we won that engagement. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think we won that engagement. It's a little bit difficult to tell, but it does seem like once you've once you send an attack order, you kind of have to accept that this is the attack order. So yeah, again, so result pass. I'm guessing that means we won that. Outcome. Say 114. Or maybe it's... I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure how they work out who wins the engagement. But we need to start protecting our range units. In fact, you're going to go that way. So these have got, again, a little bit caught out. So Yeah, okay, so we're going to turn them on them, turn them on them, and turn them on the same. Yeah, so you're definitely making sure whatever you click is definitely what you want. So what are you? So I put you there. Will you? I don't know if they auto fire. So they... General died. I assume that means their generals died. I don't think it's my general. So move you back a little bit, move you back. So they're close enough to the zone of control, so I'm not using my couriers up at the moment. But they should be able to shoot straight in the side of there. So I think they got pushed back by them. Ally routed, yeah, looks like they did get pushed back. But it looks like we're going to win here. But we definitely should win. We've got them, we've hammer and anviled them. So here, it looks like we're winning that engagement. So I don't know if friendly fire is on. I don't know how that works. So they're routing, so you need to turn on them. You need to come on, you need to come over here. You need to keep shooting in there. So can we charge you in? From what I can tell, the 25% up here, that is how many of your units have died. How many units you've lost, like what percentage-wise. But I don't fully know how it's worked out. You need to get on the back of there, you need to get on the side of there. What are you? Can you just do a cav charge? Can you cav charge? It doesn't... I'm not entirely sure how it works in terms of cavalry charges. Do they get the bonus? I'm not sure what you're doing. So sometimes it seems a little bit buggy on terms of the attack orders. Can you charge in there? Which one's my guy? Are you my guys? I'm assuming you are. Yeah, you are. So it seems like the battle seems pretty even at the moment. So you're waiting for a messenger, but you seem to be chasing them away. So they are average. So these are a veteran unit against an average unit, it looks like. So they should win that engagement. Yeah, I think we're turning the tide of the battle into our favour. Yeah, so once they're in battle, it looks like you will struggle to pull them out. So it does look like we are starting to pull the battle round. We have lost 3 units. And a lot of our units, it looks like they're kind of wavering. I think that would be the way to put it. Yeah, so our general here, it looks like the general of that unit's died because star's not gold anymore. But it looks as though... So they're waiting for a... Yeah, they're waiting for a courier. So he's going to come through. He's just going to go straight through the middle. So they've got some backup from there. They've if we can... So they... There's things I don't know of, see if I can get it to come up again, is where it says at the bottom of this box this result failed. I don't know if that means their unit failed their attack or whether we failed our attack. So over here, how's our engagement going with this? So let's see. So there's a tie at the moment, which doesn't seem to make a lot of sense to me, but I don't know. Just gonna pull you across there. Are you not? Yeah, it's a little bit confusing sometimes between the banners of whose unit's what. But we are, it does seem like we are still pulling the battle round. Is that, no, that's their unit. So it looks like they are starting to crumble. Oh no, they put it round to put it back as well. See, in theory, we should be okay. Because they should be getting hit in the back. They're getting hit in the side, so I had the same unit. So our unit, I think, lost that engagement, although they had the backup. Although they had the javelins helping them, it looks like they still lost. 68 ones, but we do have the unit numbers over them at the moment. So are they routing or just moving? I would like them to shoot on them though. So they're routing. Good. And now you're going to charge into the. You're going to charge into their. Well, I think it's javelins, if I'm right. Into the light javelins. So in theory, that should be a. Who's that? Spearman. So that's. Carthaginian army wins. So they pulled that round. Okay. So let's see what happened. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it looks like. Not entirely sure. I thought we were doing quite well, but they seem to have pulled it round. General die. Is that what happened? Did my general die? Is that what happened? Yeah, I think what happened was my general died, so I can't issue any more commands because I've got one courier available. Yeah, I think that's what happened. So, we're going to try that again. We're going for a new battle. And we will definitely try. So we'll be Romans again. We'll be against Carthaginians. Yeah, why not? That should be good. So I think. I don't know if you guys can hear that, but there's a siren from an ambulance outside. So I shut the door. Shut my door. Yes, I don't know. I think we need to protect your general. Because it looks to me as soon as your general dies, you will lose. So let's see what. So we had to. Yeah, we'll start the same setup again. That seemed to work quite well for us. We'll bring that one around there. That one in the side there. So you're going to come out here again. So I have noticed you cannot. You can only put as soon as you make first contact with the enemy, as soon as the first charge or the first attack. You can't go ×2. You know, so you can slow it down, but you can't go any faster. You can't fast forward it once the engagement begins. And there is no way to drag and drop, as far as I can tell right now. You can't. So if I had the formation, I can't now drag and then drop it a little bit higher up, if that's from where I wanted it. I'm going to bring these over. So that is skirmish cav, that's melee cav. So that's a little courier going. So those horses are fast, but I don't know if that counts as one. Yeah, I don't think that does count as one of the unit models. So like, if there's 120, so you've got 120 in the unit. If you send send the courier out, does it go to 119? Yeah, so we're going to have you to... So that cost me 2 couriers doing that. So whenever you make a move, you want to make sure your couriers they're exactly what you want. So that's going to cost 3 couriers. What we are going to do, we're going to move you up to the middle, just so that the attack orders are a little bit faster. You're going to attack. You're going to help push them back. So we do 2 couriers coming out. Yep, there we go. So in theory, these 2 should decimate them, if I'm right. That's the end of the map there. So we're going to try and sneak the cavalry up there. So now, if I made a mistake and I was like, no, I don't want him going, I need to wait for a courier from there to run to him to stop that attack. He's got couriers coming, so all of these are about to move. You can see the couriers coming along. So we need to start sending some backup for these guys. Yeah, so now these are waiting for the attack order. So there's no way to see your orders either. It doesn't appear to be. But lucky for us, he is a general unit. Attack. So you're going to attack them. You're going to attack them. So I don't know if you can do friendly fire. That is something I have not worked out yet. I have no idea how that works. So in theory, if I do that, so 1 courier from there, yep. His attack order should be the same. So they should run straight into my general unit, which doesn't need the attack order. In fact, yeah, see, so now I've just sent 2 couriers out. Now I'm sent 1. Okay. If I can pull them back. Pull you up, push you up there. So now, this general unit is... So they've hammer and anviled them. So the outcome's a tie still, but I'm not entirely sure how they are working out the attack orders and or like the strength of your units, because that shouldn't have been... So they lost, but it did say tie on the screen for some reason. I think that's my units. They got caught there. So my general unit needs to come back. You need to come across there. You need to move it all the way over there. So they just routed, was that 3 units they just routed in 1. Yeah, so it's light javelins. Yeah, you can take on the light javelins. You can come across to there. You can push back to here. Yes, and they just managed to gain a significant advantage on us. I'm not entirely sure how that would be a tie either, but it looks like... Are they routing? No? Like I said, it's a little bit difficult sometimes to tell what's happening. Obviously when it's flashing, that's easy enough. General died. My general died. So now I need to make sure this guy stays alive to give out the orders. But he has to turn on... He has to turn on the light cavalry. But even though... So we should win that engagement quite easily. But Can we get him to take them on? Yeah, so the battle is turning in their favour, it looks like. See if we can pull this back around. Not like that though. Yeah, so now we're at courier, so there we go, they're coming back. I don't entirely understand how you work out who's winning and who's losing in terms of the unit engagements. I haven't worked that bit out yet. Pull back a little bit. Yeah, so they're waiting for that messenger, which he's coming. Target is routing or evading, pursue instead of charge. So go for them. You're going to charge into them. Move to attack. So a lot of things are popping up. A bit hard to tell what's going on. So can we hammer and anvil these? Okay, looks like they're routing. Okay, so we don't need to hammer and anvil them, but we're gonna. No, get out of there. Okay, so they're committed to the attack. I guess that means once they commit to the attack, you can't pull them back. You need to turn on them. So we pulled it back. We are pulling it back a little bit, but it does look. So they're routing. So see if you can crash into them. Ah, they're on the wrong side. Yeah, so they're waiting for their courier. Their attack. Go. We need to keep this general alive. Well, they're not routing. They're straight up fighting, aren't they? Are they not? I don't know. I'm not sure about that. So when it gets hectic like this, you can't start firing off the orders. You have to kind of wait a little bit. Are they running? Are they attacking? I don't even know what's going on with them. So I think we just won that engagement. Nope. Carthaginian late army wins. Right, I'm not. This is the bit I don't fully understand, is how they're working out who's won, because we had the. Looks pretty close. Right, let's see what we can do. We'll play it pretty. We'll play it very. Actually, no. We'll play an aggressive game. Should we just go? We'll go for a full attack. Let's see what happens there. What we'll do. We'll go full attack, and then we will see if that makes a difference. I think. What we're going to do? We're going to bring. Nope. That one. We're going to go for a full attack. Yeah, I see them in the trees. Now, I don't know if we're going to have enough couriers to do this. Oh yeah, we should be fine actually, because they're coming back. And then we can move the generals up. So the generals' jobs are going to see if they can like cut in behind. So we should be able to. Yeah, we can. The ×2 doesn't seem like it is ×2. Oh, hang on, whoa, hang on a minute. So his control is what shows you. Okay. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. So they should be getting pretty... So the problem we got here is their cavalry loves to come up this side. In fact, can we... Come on. But this is the part that kind of confuses me a little bit, is how do you know what... So you're waiting for your courier, but but why can't you come down there? Is it because you're engaged? Yeah, I think it's because you've already engaged with them. See, because you're already engaged in this, we can't move the attack order, it seems. But you should be able to crash into them, and you might be able to push them back. And so, oh, if we can, hang on a minute, yeah, if we can get that general unit, we might be able to crush them. Have they only got one? Yes, they've only got one general. So if we can, come on. This is definitely the... So they're on 8%. Yes, it doesn't give you any sort of information when you look at that. But... So you're going to continue... You're going to continue to push. So maybe I'm wrong, maybe this isn't going to be a defensive game. Maybe this is going to be a very strong attack game. Yeah. Yeah, so it looks like... So I can get a camera angle on it. Yeah, so now they're... He's right in there, he is. He's right in the middle. Oh, there you go. So, it looks like if you can hammer an anvil... So what we are winning. Well, I think we're winning. Like I said, it's a little bit hard to tell. So General, you're gonna come this. Can you not move? So my general on this unit is dead. Okay. So now you're gonna have to come out here. So you're now the controller. You're now the main controller. But their general got out of there. How did he get out? Okay, so I think even though the general... Is he hidden? Is that what that means? He's hiding? So we can hide in the trees? So you're going to come and charge, rear charge them. You're going to charge there. So they've pulled it back, it looks like. Does look like there's a little bit of a mess here. So yeah, charge into there. No. We need to pin that general unit. Get over here. Where are you going? Get over. No, here. So I'm not entirely sure how this is. Like sometimes you're given the orders and things don't move too much. Where's? So you're gonna come up. You're gonna come. No. Okay. So he's caught in some sort of engagement that I can't. Ally routing route. So who do I have here? So they're routing. How do we know? You're gonna come this way. No, you're not. You're just. So I can't give them an attack order right now because they are engaged. I don't know who they're engaged with, but I can't seem to move them. Okay. So their general got away again. Their general just, he's slippy. So you're going to come up over here and we're going to see if we can. So can we give you an attack order? Now you can attack. You're going to come that way. You're going to attack him from. Give you that attack order for a second. Gain a warband 19 unit blocking line. Well, shoot them then. So you're going to. Where is their general? If something happened here. So who's routing? Is that ours or them? Them. They're going to attack there. So you're going to crash on the side. That's it, get him sandwiched. That's it, get him. So, this should be the end of their general. I don't know if this is going to be the end of their army. I have no idea. There's no way they can survive that. Plus the cav coming in the side. They won again. Let's close this down. Well, I'm going to end the video there, guys. But my final thoughts on the game is it could be a great game. It's got a lot of potential in here. Seems to be like there's a big learning curve, but I'm going to continue to play it. I think I'll continue to play the. I think I got general unit there. I'm going to continue to play the game and see if I can get a win somewhere. See if I can get some more battles under my belt. Learn a little bit more about the game. Figure out the controls so I know what I'm doing fully. But yeah, so if you're looking for a, well, I say medieval, but I think when the full game out, it will span many history eras. If you're looking for a game that could definitely satisfy the history buff in you, this could be the one. But there's definitely, although it's a direct, or it's meant to be a competitor to the Total War franchise, it is very different. It's similar but different. It's the same concept, but there's a lot of differences. Okay, but for now, definitely go grab the demo, definitely test it for yourselves, see what you think. I'll probably upload 2 or 3 more videos of this, unless the full version comes out soon. But for now, if you have enjoyed the content, don't forget to comment, like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.